This is the Baxton Grant Sports Show presented by Sports Radio America. I'm Bax.
And this is Grant.
You're in the middle of a flip-flop fight in the opening song, Grant. Come on, what the heck is going on here? This is why we can't bring Connor Christensen into the studio, because you start throwing flip-flops, Good Lord. Yeah, okay. And what is this? Really? What are we, 5? Pointing fingers?
Yeah.
Gosh. The things that intern Laura and I have to deal with around here is a little ridiculous. But anyway, Grant, it's a Friday edition of the Baxton Grant Sports Show. How you doing today, sir?
Good. Last day of class.
Woo!
Ready to be done. Well, I guess you are too.
I mean, I'm not counting, Grant, but it's 12 days till I get to go to Florida and 22 days till I get married. And
jeez.
Yeah. And
that's really
a
close.
Week from mañana, I graduate. Oh, that's the president. Shoot, I don't know. Oh, ba, 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 ba.
But we don't play that one here.
Oh, yeah.
We like to be different.
Of course. Yay, Wells. Anyway, Grant, speaking of different, where can the people who have differing opinions find us on social media? I haven't had a good transition in a week, all right?
And that was not a good one.
I haven't tried to make a transition in a week. Social media, Grant, where can they find us?
They can find us on Facebook at the Baxton Grant Sports Show. They can find us at Twitter at BG Sports Show. You can go ahead and email us at gmail.com at bgsportshow@gmail.com. And you can also Instagram us by using the hashtag #TheBaxGrantSportsShow.
Oh, yeah, you know that's right. And their pictures are showing up. You have an adorable picture of your son
Yes,
today.
it was my flashback Friday. I don't even think he was 24 hours old, or he was just a day old. And my dad came and visited him and brought a #1 fan Green Bay Packer hat, or first Packer.
You're doing it right,
something
Grandpa.
like that, and put that on him and took a picture.
What a guy. What an absolute guy. And that is your Flashback Friday photo for today. And you can check it out on sportsradioamerica.com,
yes.
which is exciting, and on Instagram
and
as
on
well.
Instagram.
Is it your personal Instagram? Is the account? Is it our show's Instagram?
It's under my personal Instagram.
Okay, well, you can stalk Grant on your own free time and figure it out that way. Anyway, you can also listen to us, though, Grant, on multiple platforms. You can listen to us live right here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Central on Spreaker.com. You can also listen to us from 12 to 3 Eastern on sportsradioamerica.com. On Live 365 on TuneIn, and you can listen to us on demand anytime you want, no matter when you are up or sleeping or driving or showering, on iHeartRadio and on iTunes. I do enjoy listening to our show, listening to it back, and I find myself listening to, laughing to things that you say, and I'm just like, wow, I really said that on the air. Oh gosh. Things of that,
Please help me.
Yes, right. Please don't fire me, Sports Radio America. No, it's usually not that bad, but even still.
The worst thing, though, is going back to listening to our first couple shows. If you ever want to do that,
the audio quality is horrendous.
You can go on Spreaker and look up one of our first ones, because we didn't have a mic. We used an internal mic on Baxter's old laptop.
Yes.
It's even not his current one.
Yes.
And it's just like...
Basically what it was, we were in a wind tunnel. We were in a bunker under World War II. The Germans were bombing us outside, and we were doing a sports show. That's kind of how it sounded, basically. And then, because people would keep walking through, because we did it in a common area, we didn't have a studio. People would keep walking through the area, and you hear doors slamming and people talking. I'm like, do you see that we're doing? I'm like, you wouldn't. I mean, it looks like 5 people like, hello, we're talking into a laptop.
No, it's more like,
yeah. It was funny. It was super funny. But anyway, wow, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today, Grant. We're talking about some NFL stuff, the NHL playoffs continuing to surprise us, but not so much at the same time. Only one team has made it through to the second round, or third round, I guess. Now, I'm sorry.
Yes, third round.
We'll get all to that in a second. We'll be bringing in Zach Poppenfuss to play a new game called Name 5, assuming he shows up on time. We'll see. The man, the myth, the legend, the man of multiple knowledge. We'll bring in Connor Christensen as well. If intern Laura feels lucky and wants to play, we can have her play as well. And then, of course, intern Laura is here, so she will join us for her segment. And then Connor Christensen's here for his health tip and start, sit, cut.
Woo!
It's quite the show today,
Jam-packed.
Grant. Jam-packed. But, Grant, there's no better way to celebrate when it comes to being Packer fans than talking about Brett Favre.
Yeah.
No?
Not when the whole retiring thing.
Are you still a little bitter about
No,
that?
I'm not.
I
I'm just saying
swear,
that
if you were still bitter.
Some Packer fans are still bitter, though.
I know.
So
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. I found... I forget who. One of my favorite professors, well, she was, until I found out that she's still bitter.
I don't know why, because he really didn't do all that much except go to other teams.
I was like, she said she was fine with him going to the Jets, but as soon as he went to the Vikings, she immediately just burned everything because the Vikings apparently are the worst thing. I don't even know.
If he went to the Bears, it would have been a totally different story.
Is
the
that-
Vikings.
What's the level of hatred that you have between the Lions, Bears, and Vikings? If Aaron Rodgers were to, retire, quote unquote, not, and then go play for one of those three teams, where would you hate him the most? At the Bears?
At the Bears the most. Second Lions, third Vikings.
Really? You don't hate
Yes.
the Vikings that much?
I don't hate the Vikings that much because they suck.
Well, I mean, that's fairly accurate.
How many
so-
Super Bowls have they won, and how many Super Bowls have they been to in franchise history? Riddle me that, folks.
Apparently, they've been to 4 Super Bowls.
They have been to 4, and they've lost every single one of
Should
them.
have a Vikings-Bills Super Bowl. Probably end in double overtime, 0-0. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
the
They'd find
first
a
Super
way.
Bowl that ends in a tie.
The Bills would find a way to miss a game-winning field goal, and then the Vikings...
fumble it into their own end
Yeah,
zone.
it's 2-2 on safeties. 3-2. It's a soccer score. I love it. Anyway, Grant, going back to the Green Bay Packers, there's exciting news because it's almost like our childhood is being relived. Brett Favre, as you know, is getting his number retired on Thanksgiving night against the Bears
Da Bears.
on national television. It's about time there that they finally get all the formalities worked out. But anyway, he is going to get his number retired. But before that even happens, Brett Favre is going to play football again. He's coming back, Grant. He's coming back. Chip Kelly signed him. They're going to
Yes!
they're going to bring 6 quarterbacks into Philly this year. Why
Imagine
not?
that if that actually
Oh,
happened.
Tim Tebow and Brett Favre on the same team.
ESPN would be broken.
Throw Johnny Manziel in there too, and then
I mean,
it just
why not?
would be a mushroom
What
cloud
happened
in
to
Philly.
Colt McCoy, that guy?
He's at Washington.
Is he?
Yeah, he
Okay.
was their savior for like a game, and I was that guy that picked him up for that one game in fantasy football and got a ton of points. It's like, ha! You all suck. I forget who they beat. They beat the Cowboys on national TV on Monday Night
Nice.
Football. Yeah, back in the day when that was.
Does he still have that funky little mustache going on?
That's
weird
don't
that he
keep
needs to shave.
I don't keep tabs on his facial hair. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's weird. Anyway.
It is. It is. Anyway, so Brett Favre is coming home to Wisconsin, not to play professional football, Grant. No. Not to get his jersey retired. Well, that's later on in the year. He's coming back to do what, Grant?
Play flag football.
Yes, indeed. He is going to be playing flag football, but he's not playing it at Lambeau Field, Grant.
Why not that,
You
sir?
know, thank you for asking. Because there is a Kenny Chesney and Jason Aldean concert that's going to be taking place June 20th, which is very important, of course.
Yes, of course.
Very
Well,
important.
well, for Wisconsin people, they value their country.
Mhm.
And
America.
I like country, and Jason Aldean is my favorite
Yes.
country artist. So I mean, nothing wrong with the concert, but the reason.
So
the reason.
Yes. I'm trying to phrase this in a nice way because Brett Favre will be playing. I think what's the official term for what this game is being called? I think it's more so like a Brett Favre like alumni football game or something of that nature. I don't know if there's an official name released for it or not, but. Yes, Grant, the reason that they're not playing at Lambeau Field, the pinnacle symbol that represents Brett Favre, is because they have this concert happening a month earlier in June, and they're worried about ruining the playing surface. Oh, that's cute.
Oh,
They're going to put thousands of people on the grass in Lambeau Field for this concert, which is understandable. A lot of people are going to happen. But last I checked, you're probably not going to have thousands of people wearing cleats on the field.
Right.
So I feel like it's not going to do as much damage as I think. They would have another month to repair it and nurse it back to health because this game for Brett Favre is going to be July 19th at a stadium that has zero meaning to Brett Favre, at Camp Randall, where the
Right.
Wisconsin Badgers play their home football games. Now, I get it. It's an exciting time. It's going to be kind of like that victory lap for Brett Favre, but at the same time, what the heck?
right, and it's not like it's a bunch of these older guys playing flag football. They're not going to be screaming down the field, destroying somebody.
Why?
It's going to be a casual game of, oh, you grabbed my flag, oh no. And it's not
It's
like
gonna
that.
be Brett, it's probably going to be like Brett Favre playing all-time QB, just rifling passes,
Yeah.
breaking some fingers, and calling it a day.
I was going to ask you, what position do you think he was going to play?
I really hope he plays kicker, honestly.
Can I pick Brett Favre last, please?
Yeah, right. Brett Favre's chosen last. Well, they did say, the article that we were reading from NBC Sports said that the organization, the Packers, had reached out to the Vikings and the Jets organizations to see if they wanted to host the event, but nobody had responded back to their messages yet.
But I mean, why would he want to play there?
Exactly.
Honestly,
I mean, why? Wouldn't that be funny that the first official thing to happen inside the Vikings' new stadium would be a tribute to Brett Favre? It'd be full of Packer fans. Be like,
it seems about right.
That would be funny.
It would be appropriate for how for the Vikings organization as a whole.
It really would. We love the Vikings, though. We have high hopes for them this coming year, honestly. I don't know.
We do.
And we'll get into that, I think, probably over the summer. We're not exactly sure when we'll start talking about all of that. Another quick thing. I know we're getting all over the place this morning. That's what happens when you put a full cup of coffee in me this early.
And it's a Friday.
It's a Friday show.
We're ready to go.
Last day of classes. I'm surprised we're not streaking around the studio. That's how excited we are.
We were throwing flip-flops
We need,
before, so.
what was it? Jumping Jimmy? Jimmy the Jumper?
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy the Jumper. The streaker
yeah.
that didn't streak because he had a shirt on still, but he was streaking for a cause. Anyway.
Good guy.
Yes, just a reminder to everyone listening, May 15th will be our last big official show. It will not be at 9 a.m. It'll be a little bit later than that, just because I have to pick up my mother and brothers from the airport, so I don't want to do a remote broadcast in the Hummer as we're driving back. Be like, hi, guys! No. It'll probably be a little bit later on. We'll let you know official times for that. It'll probably be like an hour or so later. It's long enough for me to go pick them up and haul back here. But it's going to be a bigger show. We're going to have a lot of fun. Try to get all of our guests that we've had on from the show in some way, shape, or form. Connor is required to be here by law because it's his segment, so we'll make him. We'll figure that out. So, just another thought and reminder.
He signed lots of papers.
He did lots of papers. His firstborn, multiple things. Anyway, so just another thing to keep in mind for that. We'll keep you posted with that. But looking, Grant, now at the Green Bay Packers, talking about Brett Favre, we'll see. The flag football game sounds like fun. It almost sounds like that Jordy Nelson charity softball game. It sounds like a good time.
I would want to play
always
that
draws.
game.
Tickets were only like $20-some to go to that.
Only?
It's at Fox City Stadiums. What? But only $20 to go to see professional people play a sport they're not
professional
people. Jordy Nelson's charity softball game. They bring in a bunch of Packers go and play.
Right. Okay, yeah, only $20. Okay, I remember now that the whole team plays.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Anyway, Grant.
I remember seeing it on the news. Okay.
That's all that matters.
Can you stop being
The more you know, Grant. I feel like I need a shirt with that. And the more you know. I say that way too much. Anyway,
you
Grant.
say a lot of things.
I do. I really do. Shifting gears, though, Grant. Looking at the Green Bay Packers real quick before we move on to the NHL playoffs. The ESPN.com has released the projected depth charts for all the NFL teams. Looking at the Green Bay Packers offense, nothing changes, obviously.
Not really, no.
You made a joke, the fact that the fullback position now has two fullbacks
instead
of one.
Green Bay Packers,
I
baby,
honestly
two
wonder,
fullbacks.
I could honestly see Green Bay keeping both of them.
I could too.
I would
You
not
could
be
be
shocked.
doing some really interesting things like double fullback I formation.
I would rather have
like
two
that.
fullbacks. I would rather
Or
run
trips.
I would rather run powerhouse formation and have two fullbacks block for me instead of John Kuhn and Andrew Corliss or any other tight end that they try to put back there.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah, put three backs back there. Put
Eddie
what's his
Lacy
face?
behind
Yeah,
them.
I almost said Stark. So whew.
Oh, please.
Put Eddie Lacy
Don't make me
behind
laugh.
the two of them, and then just have them run.
Yeah, right on through. Looking at the defense, though, Grant, this is going to be an interesting thing. So far, the projected starting defense, you've got Mike Daniels, B.J. Raji, and Dayton Jones as the three down linemen. The Packers are running a 3-4 defense. And then you look at the linebackers, Clay Matthews and Julius Peppers on the outside, rookie Jake Ryan and Sam Barrington in the middle. And then you look at the secondary, Casey Hayward, Morgan Burnett, Clinton Dix, and Sam Shields. Not an awful defense. I'm a little concerned about the fact of Barrington and Jake Ryan starting at middle linebacker because between the two of them, they've got about a year of experience.
Right.
So a little worried about that, in all honesty. I like Sam Barrington. We saw him show up late in the season last year and got some quality starts, especially when they were throwing Clay all over the place. And it ended up working out pretty well for them. But I'm a little concerned, though, about this defense. Grant, do you have any initial reactions that jump out to me? I have one, but I want to know if you have one.
Well, obviously, the Packers have always had a secondary issue, in my opinion. And we had this discussion last show or Monday.
2 shows ago.
Monday's show.
You and Megan were going at it, yes.
But I feel like the secondary has been a big problem. But for me, what I'm really worried about is the defensive line and what they're going to be doing with the defensive line. because the Packers' defense this last year switched to a 2-5 formation at some times, which was really interesting. But are they going to do that same thing? Are they going to go to the standard 3-4, maybe a 4-3? We don't really know. But B.J. Raji, he was injured all last year. How is he going to play? So it's just going to be... And he is a great player. He's played well for the Packers, but he missed a whole season.
Yes.
So we're not entirely sure how well that's going to pan out.
No, you're absolutely correct. And as I continue to look at this defensive line, I am not intimidated by any of these guys as official pass rushers. Mike Daniels a little bit because he had a good finish to the season. I always find it funny that he doesn't wear gloves. He does everything barehanded, so it's more manly when he rips down a player with his bare hands instead of having a glove. I mean, I just think it's cool that when he does that because he's just look at me. He, out of anybody, would probably be the only person that I'm excited to see play. Dayton Jones hasn't really panned out. He was the Packers' first-round draft pick 2 years ago. I know he's battled injuries a little bit, but he's almost too tall to be a defensive lineman. He's at 6'5" or 6'6". He's a pretty large guy. Not that that's too tall, but at the same time, if you're starting low and trying to come up high and then trying to work your way through everybody, it makes it a little difficult to... It's like, oh, look, there's the tall guy. Block him. J.J. Watt's about maybe 2 or 3 inches shorter than him, I'm pretty sure, and you see how well he does.
Right. And looking at the other defensive end and nose tackles that the Packers have, they're not... their backups, they aren't much. The only reason... everybody kind of knows LaTroy Guion is because he was caught with a bunch of drugs, money, and a gun in his car in Florida right after the offseason.
Yeah.
Right after the playoffs.
That was a lot. It was a lot of marijuana.
It was a lot
of marijuana. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It was a lot.
But yeah, and then other than that, with the young secondary, the young guys are gonna have to step up. But that has happened a lot with the Packers the last couple of years, especially when they won the 2010 Super Bowl. They basically won that on their second strings and young guys.
They really did.
The Packers fought so many injuries that season, so it's definitely possible for them to do, but definitely there's still a lot of questions.
Yes, yep. Briefly looking fast at the special teams of the Packers, nothing really changes except there is a new name slotted to do the kick returning. That is Ty Montgomery, the new rookie that has been brought in. That was the thought that he will be doing a lot of the returning. People have said he's kind of a bigger Randall Cobb. I think he's 5'11", 220, something about that size. So good size for returning in that regards. And then punt returner, you've got Micah Hyde. But you do have Randall Cobb listed as a secondary option for both of those. But I think that with Cobb being brought back on his contract, they're going to try to not use him as much. And then obviously the kickers and punter, Mason Crosby and Tim Mastey.
They have 2 punters.
Do they have 2 punters?
Yeah, I never even knew they picked up
Who's the second
one.
punter? Oh, somebody Mandel? Cody Mandel. Oh,
Cody Mandel.
Good for him. Maybe he was an undrafted free agent. I know nothing about him. He's irrelevant. He's not a kicker. I don't care. I know punters are people too, but you can get over it.
He kicks the ball.
Yeah.
He's a kicker.
No, he's not.
Go
to an NFL punter and say, you're a kicker, and they will punt you off a hospital building like a kitten.
Okay, we'll see. That's a discussion for later.
Yes, I guarantee you. Kickers do the field goal kicking. Punters punt the ball.
But you also
why distinguish why distinguish the names? Why have 2 different names if they kick?
I'm not going to give up on this, and you aren't either.
I'm not.
Let's just move on.
I am sorely offended. No, anyway, switching gears quickly, Grant, before we get to a break. Give us an update on the NHL playoffs as they've happened. We've already had one sweep. They were bringing out the brooms last night, Grant, as the Chicago Blackhawks are now advancing to the Western Conference Finals after sweeping the Minnesota Wild 4-0, who you picked to win the Stanley Cup.
It was really shocking. The series did not pan out as I wanted to. Chicago kind of went on a decline at the end of the season there. I guess... not really a decline, but against the Blues, they got absolutely destroyed. And it was like, the Minnesota Wild beat the Blues. And
therefore,
logic says that Minnesota would have no problem with Chicago.
But when has logic ever applied to sports?
That's very true. I mean, the way that Minnesota honestly played...
logic and physics, the 2 things that don't make any sense in sports. Just saying.
Physics?
Have you seen some of the catches and throws and goals? And have you ever watched an ESPN Top 10?
Or sports science, though?
Yeah, sports.
ESPN Sports Science.
Those guys have nothing better to do. Anyway,
except produce really cool facts.
which is awesome, personally.
Anyway,
yes. In the West, though,
I still wanted to talk about Chicago and Minnesota.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the West, no, Chicago and Minnesota. That series is finished. A lot of people are surprised by that,
right?
Especially with the Wild being one of the heavier favorites to try to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and their defense did not show up the first couple of games, and just the team did not look like the Minnesota Wild that we have known throughout the second half of the season. Not really the first half, but when they turned it up the second half of the season, and the first series against the Blues. So it's a little disappointing. Chicago, this is its first time it made it to the conference final, or the first time. This is the fifth time they've made it to the conference finals in the last 7 years.
I was about to say, like, they've won the finals recently, so
yeah, they
kind of impossible. But
the
yes,
Chicago Blackhawks are absolutely dominating.
Mm-hmm. The other games in the Western Conference, the Anaheim Ducks have a 2-1 lead over the Calgary Flames. Calgary, after getting blown out in the first game, came back and put a beating down on the Ducks in the second game, and now the Ducks have taken the third game, so they are 2-1. That game for Game 4 takes place tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC Sports Network. Do you think the Ducks are going to continue to roll in that series, or does Calgary have a little bit of spark left in them?
I think it's going to be close. I think this is one of the series that that you see repeating of games, because the Calgary Flames have they dropped the first two, I believe, against the Vancouver Canucks,
yes,
and then came back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know the Canucks at least took the first game, and then the Flames have been able to battle back. So I'm not counting the Flames out of it, but I will say I think that the Ducks are going to win this game.
Did you just call the Ducks the Canucks?
No, I'm referencing to the last series.
Gotcha. I was like, the Canucks and the Ducks are not even playing each other.
I
just wanted to make sure I was listening.
I was
to you
referencing the
okay.
last series.
That's fine.
Sorry
That's fine.
if that was confusing.
No. It's all good. I don't know much about hockey as it is. You could have been like, the Houston Oilers are up 3-0. Be like, cool. Anyway, real fast in the Eastern Conference as we head to a break. Tampa Bay Lightning, Grant 3-1.
There were the Whalers, actually.
Oh, the Whalers.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know.
I have to find that.
Houston Whalers? Was that a thing?
Not Houston Whalers.
I was like,
no.
Why does Houston have a hockey team? Granted, why does Florida have a hockey team? All that ice down there. I know, that's what I'm saying.
Two hockey teams.
Why do they have
two hockey teams?
I never understood that. My friends growing up were like, yeah, play hockey. I'm like, why?
And in California,
it melts in Florida.
Hockey in California is huge.
I know, the Kings and everybody else.
They have outdoor hockey out there a lot too, like roller hockey.
Oh, sure. I'm
so like, during the off season, when there's in the summertime, when in the wintertime there's not even ice anyway. Anyway, I don't know.
Hey, whatever works. Anyway, and then looking at the last game in the series, Washington Capitals are up 3-1 against the New York Rangers. A little surprising by that, Grant, and we'll see if that how that works out for them. That Game 5 for that series also tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern on NBC Sports Network. All right, Grant, you excited? A lot of fun stuff going on so far. A lot more to come. You're still nervous.
Buckle up.
You're still nervous about the game we're going to be playing next time.
He just like, hey, we're playing this game. I'm like, okay, tell me about it. And
then we will be debuting a new game next segment. It's called Name 5. We're going to have our sports gurus in the stands, in the station, in the studio, in the S word that I'm trying to think of in this realm. They will be here.
Yeah, I'm going to get destroyed.
You'll be just fine. I believe in you, Grant. All right, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we have so much more to talk about. Grant is bringing back a fan favorite and so much more. This is the Baxter Grant Sports Show presented by Sports Radio America. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Bax and Grant Sports Show, presented by Sports Radio America. I'm Bax.
And this is Grant.
All right, Grant, you are doing me a terrible disservice, but I still love you, and I will still choose to do the show with you. I know it's important, Grant, but sometimes when it's important, just because ESPN says it's important doesn't mean it's actually important.
It could be very important.
Fine, Grant, go. Talk about it.
Deflategate is back.
Make it stop. No.
Everybody's favorite topic.
Says who?
Says everybody.
I think that should be a start, sit, cut version. Would you rather have Deflategate, all-day Tebow coverage, or all-day Johnny Manziel coverage?
I'd start Deflategate.
You'd start Deflategate. Oh, man. That would be just atrocious. Not fun. Not fun. Well, we are joined in the studio now by three of our favorite people. We have intern Laura, who's jumping in to play the game with us shortly. Hi, Laura. How you doing?
Hi.
You're like surrounded by four guys. You're like,
I am. I've never felt so small.
Or secure. I mean, you know, you're.
Yeah,
you're
we'll
like,
go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with maybe to go with that one.
Positive spin.
Yes,
Yeah,
positive
okay.
spin. Connor Christensen's here, and we'll have him back again next segment to talk about all his fun stuff that he's got. And then Zach Poppenfuss is here as well, our sports guru of many a random fact. But before we get to Name 5, which is our new game on the show, Grant, you wanted to chat about Deflategate a little bit, so the floor is yours, sir.
Well, not just mine. You can talk about it too, you know.
Tom Brady should not be suspended.
I think it would be great if he'd be suspended for an entire year.
If he gets suspended for the entire year?
I think that'd be fantastic.
If Tom Brady gets suspended for the entire year, I think he should just retire.
I think it would be absolutely fantastic if that would happen, because then nothing like this would happen again, so that we wouldn't have to hear about it.
Yes.
Because I know it wasn't a big deal. The Patriots were going to win that game anyway. They did it solely on the ground with LeGarrette Blount.
Mm-hmm.
He had 200-plus rushing yards with 3 touchdowns, something. I don't remember.
Pretty sure it was 3.
Did Blunt fumble at all?
No,
I don't
think
think
He had
so.
a pretty good grip on that ball.
Yeah, well, you know. Well, you never know. Bring him in for questioning. Suspend the whole team.
And anyway, with going over the report and saying that Tom Brady at least had a general knowledge of what was going on, and I think if that happened, if you want, as a league, if you want to get rid of this, minimally, I think you should suspend him for at least half the season.
Half the season.
At
Wow.
least
And
half
how
the
much
season.
money?
$10 billion. No, I don't know. I'm not big with the money, so I don't know. They'll probably hit him with about $1 million fine, I'd say. Maximum. They wouldn't go any higher than that, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, and the reports are coming out saying that he could be suspended for up to 1 year.
That I think it should happen.
Yeah, the front cover of USA Today yesterday was NFL should suspend Patriots QB Brady. Like, they were just calling him out.
He should be suspended, like, no doubt, for a period of time. I think if they suspend him, like, for a game, I think that'd be opening the door for other people saying the league isn't going to take this into consider. Like, they're not going to penalize this very hard. So we will leave the door open for you. But if they suspend him for a year, then it's gonna. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Tom Brady's UGG pictures, okay? He's the front man for UGG. Continue. How could you suspend a good-looking guy like that? I mean, look at that. He's just a man's man wearing a pair of UGG boots in a football stadium. Like, how would you get mad at that? Look at him. He's so nice.
This is what Baxter dreams about at night. He's like, someday I'll be sitting in a football stadium wearing a pair of UGG boots.
Yeah. Hey, man, if they give me, thousands of dollars, I'd wear UGG boots. I'm just
probably
saying.
give him millions of dollars.
Probably.
I've got an inventive solution to solve the Brady problem.
Yes, please, Zach. It's probably better than Grant's.
You know, you can't really suspend Brady for. Okay, you could suspend Brady for a whole year,
really
but you'd really be doing the NFL a disservice because he is fun
Not
to watch.
really.
And Patriots fans might get a little upset, and then
They'll
you
get
get
over it.
the whole
They
what
just
is it,
won a championship. They're fine.
Roger Kraft or Robert Kraft or whatever his name is. He would probably get upset
Robbie.
too. And
Rob Kraft.
so here's my creative solution.
Okay.
Take Brady
Mm-hmm.
and suspend him for the fourth quarter of every game.
Oh.
So the fourth quarter starts, Brady can't be in the stadium. Get him out of there.
Interesting, because he's the king of fourth quarter comebacks.
So you let him play, but just in the same way that we're not sure that you did it, but we have to penalize you. So we're just going to take you out of the fourth quarter because you can play, you can get your team a great lead, but you can't finish it. Because we weren't able to finish this investigation since, you wouldn't cooperate with us.
That's very true. That's not a bad
Very
idea.
interesting.
That's not a
Punishment
bad
fits
idea.
the
Put
crime.
in Stephen Gostkowski for every fourth quarter. Let the kicker run the offense.
Hey, he has a better passer rating than
He
me.
does, yeah.
I wonder if they could actually do that.
I
like,
doubt it.
say,
That would be like
teams
the weirdest thing
how
ever.
how to run their team. Like you have to have a certain player play this position for
It wouldn't even
the whole
be
game.
That would be just stupid.
I feel like
It
more
would
than
be.
just the Patriots organization would have a problem with
Yeah,
that.
you know, like Green Bay, Denver, and that's about it. Nobody else is really. Andrew Luck, the Colts occasionally. But other than that, you know, if you were to tell the Cowboys and the Bears you can't have Jay Cutler and Tony Romo in the fourth quarter, like, can we get him the whole game?
They'd probably win more
They
games.
probably would. Be like, whoa! Did you have anything else to say about this?
No, that was it.
You sure?
Are you done being a Debbie Downer about it?
I'm just
Can
saying,
you just like
let's-
do
we
your
don't need
job
to-
and
we
talk
don't-
about
We don't need
relevant
to
news?
inflate this more than it already is, Grant. Because you
You're so
deflated
funny.
enough as it
Yeah,
is.
you're so funny.
All
Can
right.
you just do your job and
I'm-
talk about relevant news? Thank
I
you.
say we drop it.
Thank you, Connor.
I say we
welcome.
cut Baxter.
Oh, we should do that.
I'm
Start
starting
season.
Baxter.
Thank you. Somebody appreciates me.
I appreciate it.
He just wants
I
more
cut
free
you too,
merchandise.
Connor.
What
You
did
can't
say?
cut both of us.
No.
You start one, sit one, cut
I
one.
can cut whomever I please.
This is not your
This is
game.
why you
This
will
is
never
my
make
game.
it as a coach. You're gonna cut the whole team.
All right,
You
let's get
all
out there.
suck. I'm cutting you all. I'm going home.
Anyway, let's play a little game that I call Name 5. The way this works is each of you will be given a category, and you will have to name 5 from that category. You have 10 seconds to name 5, so we don't have
So
all day dawdling around with this.
So just so people know, like, the way this game works, like, if I said people in the studio, I'd have to, like, name all of us. Like,
Yes, you
Baxter,
would.
Connor, Laura, Zach, and Grant.
Perfect.
Or
Yeah, I
or
win.
That's
like,
10 seconds, yeah.
Question.
is it? Oh, never mind. Just
So-
Are all the categories sports related?
Yes,
Oh.
everything is sports
It's
related.
a sports show, Laura.
Actually, we
Okay.
did name 5 different designer Kate Spade bags, and if you can name 3 different styles of Gucci purses, I would really appreciate.
I don't know what any of that
The
is.
fact that you know that, Baxter.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
getting
even know
married.
that.
I've been around women long enough to have a half a clue. Okay, it's not my fault. That
I'm
every
married
girl I've
and I
ever
have
dated
no
has a
idea
shopping
what-
addiction. You know what? What if I would have been like, name 5 different thrift store brands?
Oh. Maybe.
Okay. Anyway, well, Grant, the way it works is you will start with Grant. You will get 10 seconds after I give you the category. If you do not name 5 in that category in the 10 seconds, then you don't get a point.
That's okay.
Now, if you say, let's say you get 3 in the 10 seconds, and you can't answer anymore, you move on. So then Laura would go. You cannot use the same people mentioned.
Oh.
It's kind of like, what is it?
This is hard.
Categories, is that what it is? Where you have to all fill in the blank, and then if somebody else has the same thing,
yeah,
you can't
yeah,
have
yeah.
it.
So if someone says someone that was just used, are
Yes.
they like done,
You
or it's
cannot
just, or it
use-
just doesn't count?
You can't
towards
use
them?
that player. So let's say say Grant, name 5 NHL players, blah 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 blah. He says them all, or he gets 4, not 5. You guys could not use those 4 names.
Okay, let's do it.
They're all relatively general, so we'll see what happens. So the first category for you, Grant, you will have 10 seconds. And the way it works, everybody will get a chance to answer. So it's not just Grant gets it and it's done. So everybody will keep track of your own score. All right, Grant, your first one. Name 5 NFL wide receivers. Go.
Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, blah, 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 blah. I'm like Greg Jennings.
Time's up. You got 3. You could have just
so
gone through the
hard
Packers
for-
depth chart. That's all you could have
But
done.
I didn't know if we were going
Any
with, like,
team. Any team.
Can we go with past wide
You
receivers?
can do anybody. I said
Oh,
5
okay.
NFL
I
wide
was-
receivers. All right, Laura, you cannot use any of those 3 previously mentioned. Grant does not get a point. No,
What did you say? What did you say?
no, can't
What
do
did
it.
you say?
Gotta listen.
What? No.
10 seconds on the clock.
Wide receivers?
Ready? Wide receivers in the NFL. Go.
Jordy Nelson.
Keep going. Keep going.
Jermichael Finley.
No, that's a tight end. Keep going.
LeBron James.
Time's up.
Oh my
Good answer.
Which is, all right, Zach. So have you been paying attention? All right.
Sort of.
Ready? Go.
Des Bryant, Calvin Johnson, Ocho Cinco, Jerry Rice, and shoot.
Time's up. Oh, you were one away.
What's his name?
I don't know. Who
What
are you
team?
thinking?
Vikings.
Oh,
Greg
that's
Jennings,
hard.
Randy Moss.
Yes! Ah!
All right.
Well, you gave Connor a free one.
Well, he can't have it. I said
No,
it.
it wasn't.
I wanted
It
to
wasn't
say
in
Jennings.
his turn. I won't use it.
All right, Connor. Maybe you can get a point out of this round. Ready? Go.
Cordell Patterson, Brian Hardline. Oh my goodness, Andrew Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, Kenny Stills.
Yeah, we got a point for
The
Connor.
other one I wanted was Austin Collie. I couldn't come up with his name. I was like, Lassie.
I had 5 names in my head before we started, and then he was like, "All right, go," and I was like,
Exactly. That's what happened to me. I was trying to think of the Broncos wide receiver.
Wes Welker,
Yeah. And I
Jamarius Thomas,
Wes Welker. No,
Josh
it was Welker.
Gordon.
See,
I can do it now.
Josh Gordon. He's not a Broncos.
There we go. All right.
Oh no.
Moving on to the second round, Grant, you will lead us off with NBA players.
thanks.
Past, present, doesn't matter.
Darn it.
Are you ready, Grant?
Yeah.
Go.
Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, LeBron James, and Stephen Curry.
Correct.
Jeez.
The easy
So
ones.
Grant gets a point for that one. Now you guys can't use any of those.
Still
Okay.
all the easy
So you need to keep in mind who they just said to keep me on, keep
Okay.
us honest. So and even if you say something that's already been said, just keep going. You got 10 seconds. All right. Laura, you ready? This is gonna be
Got
good.
one.
Ready? Go.
Dwayne Wade. Derek Rose.
Yes.
Jeez.
Wow.
Jerry.
Time's up.
I'm just gonna start saying
So
names.
close. Bob, Steve. There's somebody named Michael. He's famous. Kobe. I don't know. All right, ready,
Should let
Zach?
it go in front of Zach.
No,
Oh,
that's the order. Ready, Zach? Ready, go.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Darn it.
Carmelo Anthony. And I'm just.
And a hush falls over Zach. Time's up.
Blanked.
And all right, Connor, ready? And go.
Kevin Love, Kevin Garnett,
Kevin.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, 2 more.
Jason Kidd
Yeah,
and
one more.
what was his name? Something Allen. What was
Ray
it?
Allen.
I
no.
know I got stuck on that too.
Ray Allen.
All right, so Connor and Grant both have 1 point after 2 rounds. Is everybody catching on how to play?
I was
Yeah.
the closest one to getting a point there. That makes no sense.
All right, Grant, you're up next. The next category is 5 NFL stadiums.
Oh my goodness.
5 NFL stadiums. On your mark, get set, go.
The Chip Bowl, no, Lambeau Field, the Arrow Bowl. Does that count?
No. Arrow Bowl.
Yeah, it's Chiefs Stadium.
Arrowhead Stadium.
Arrow-
Time's up.
Yeah,
Intern
God, I
Laura.
was gonna use that.
I didn't say
On your mark, Laura. Get set, go.
He already said Lambeau Field. The Dolphin one.
Nailed it.
The one that the Chargers played.
Time's up.
The new one.
You were so close.
I'm
It's not
doing
even
so
built
good.
yet.
All right, Zach, you're up. On your mark, get set, go.
Gillette Stadium, the Metrodome,
Does that count?
County Stadium,
Going retro.
FedEx Field, and
Time's up. We're 1 away. You're
I
one
know,
away.
I
All
know.
right,
I
Connor.
called times up as I was about to
I
say
only
it.
know 2, and that's Lambeau and the Metrodome.
So
So just,
Feel my pain.
honestly, you could just skip me.
All right, Connor will surrender his points to that one. All right,
Is that the Astrodome?
that was back in the day.
I should.
All right, so after 3 rounds, it is Grant 1, Connor 1, and Laura and Zach both have 0. All right, next one. 5 soccer players, whether they are domestic or international. All right, Grant, are you ready, sir? Ready, go.
Luis Suarez, the famous one, Lionel Messi, David Beckham. Oh shoot!
Time's up.
Yeah.
Do you have to know their first and last name?
No.
Thank you.
Oh,
For soccer players, you can do. I mean.
Good, because I don't know like any.
All right, Laura, you ready?
Okay, I literally only know 3.
Ready, go.
I just know Messi and Beckham and Ronaldo.
So that's 1.
I got 1.
Keep going. 3 seconds.
There's a guy in my education class who plays soccer.
Times. Yeah. Now you're just reaching. Now you're just
Marco?
reaching. Yeah. Zach, ready, set, go.
Hope Solo, Mia Hamm, Ronaldinho, run him out. I don't know. Baxter Colburn.
Never win pro. Time's up.
Hope Solo.
Oh boy. Oh,
I was gonna say, like, just work your way through the national
I was,
teams.
I
Come
was
on.
trying to. I was trying to. Go
I was
with
trying-
people on the
I-
national.
yeah,
It's
that's
all
what
good.
I
All
was
right,
trying
Connor,
to
10
do.
seconds.
Oh, boy.
Ready and go.
Alex Morgan.
Her.
The goaltender.
Oh, Tim Howard?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Time's up.
I was trying
really at a
the
disadvantage.
the two players I was missing. I was trying to think of Tim Howard's name and the guy who got cut from
Landon Donovan.
Yeah, Landon
The
Donovan.
most iconic
Landon
person in
Donovan.
soccer history.
I know. I was
basically.
trying to think of his name.
I
It's
couldn't
all
think of his
good.
last name.
I
I was
can
like
tell you.
Landon.
It
How did I
happens.
forget Landon Donovan?
All right, because he got cut.
all excited.
No one cares about him. All right, Grant. 5 NFL backup quarterbacks.
Like, can they be a backup at one point in their career?
Current NFL backup quarterbacks.
Can I just sit out
Yeah,
this
can
round?
we just like all?
Fine. If they were a
We
backup, that's
all
fine. No,
play.
I will change it. 5 backup quarterbacks at
We
any
should-
time in
alright.
their life.
Okay.
I know. I already see your grin. I know where you're going with this. Ready? Go.
Brett Favre, Kyle Orton. That's about all I got.
What, are you serious?
Yep, that's about all I got.
Wow. if
Time's
that's-
up.
if That's going to be the only thing
I don't
he's
know.
got,
I'm just
then-
gonna guess. Yeah.
Ready?
Okay.
Go, Laura.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's one.
Tim Tebow.
That's 2.
The brothers whose last name goes to P.
Peyton was never. He was never a backup.
That-
Time's up.
Totally forgot Aaron Rodgers was a backup.
I was
for a couple
like,
years.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I forgot
Aaron
that he was a
Rodgers.
backup for a
Yeah,
couple
All
no,
right,
you
Zach,
said
you
Brett
ready?
Favre.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Christian Ponder, then Christian Ponder again, then Christian Ponder a third time.
So now that you wasted 7 seconds.
Yeah, so I don't have anyone. I had Christian Ponder.
All right. Well, Connor with a chance to
All right,
maybe
hang
get
on,
some
hang
points
on. I
here.
need to...
Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go.
Teddy Bridgewater, Matt Castle, Steve Young,
Not a quarterback.
Time's up.
I got nothing.
Pretty much. I
So
don't.
close.
I don't think
seconds would be enough.
ever
Right?
played.
No.
I don't think
He
ever
didn't make
played.
it. He was an
downer.
undrafted free agent.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Or
I
Jets.
I thought he just started.
3
right
more to
away.
go, and then we're done. 3 more to go, and then we're done. All right, Grant. 5 college conferences. 5 college conferences. On your mark. So, well,
Just
You
kidding.
don't-
Let's
just
go.
go. Just
okay. You'll figure it out as we go along. Ready? Go.
The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, and the Pac-10.
Beautiful. Boom.
5 seconds, not bad.
Now do you understand?
It's NCAA one.
Yes.
Okay, well that's
NCAA.
mine.
Okay. No,
NCAA.
NCAA is the governing body, so you can't use that. Okay. You ready? 10 seconds. Go.
The PRNQ.
They folded after half
The
a
World's Women College Society. The Men's Women Society.
Time's up. This isn't like Sigma Phi Beta or any of those. This isn't sororities. This is. All right, Zach, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Atlantic Coast, Mountain, South. Oh, what is it? Oh no, he already said that one. I'm just thinking of the full name of it.
Times up. Mountain West.
just-
is what you're
Mountain
looking
West.
for.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Connor,
just give me.
you don't want to try?
I got
You want to try to
nothing.
tie Grant?
I got nothing.
All
for this.
right.
He said
It's
he
2 to 1.
said one that I
2 to
knew.
go. 2 to go. All right. 5 sports movies.
Oh.
5 sports movies. Are you ready, Grant?
Yeah.
Set. Go.
Remember the Titans, Miracle, the greatest game ever played.
Time's up.
I got another one, but
All right, Laura,
couldn't
ready?
think of the fifth one.
Go.
Yeah. Coach Carter, Asukar 42, The Sandlot, and remember the Titans. Oh, I can't think of another one.
Ah, you were so close.
I was really tempted to throw your final one out
You
there.
should
for
have.
me.
You should
All
have
right,
helped me
Zach,
out.
ready? And go.
The Rookie, Mighty Ducks 1, Mighty Ducks 2, Mighty Ducks 3.
It counts. One more. You need one more.
And Invincible.
There you go. He's on the board.
Just for the record, are boxing and UFC fighting movies allowed?
Yeah, they're sports
They're sports.
movies.
All right.
All right, Connor, ready?
Oh, you're
go.
kidding.
Blindside, The Warrior, Cinderella Man, The Fighter. Oh my goodness!
Mortal Kombat?
Time's up.
$1 million.
Let's see. Rocky, Love and Basketball.
You could have worked your way through the Rocky series.
I
That would've
literally-
been-
Yeah.
Rocky 1 through 5. I wasn't thinking.
All right, last round.
Does
5.
Mortal Kombat count?
No, it's Mortal Kombat 1,
Get out.
Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah. All right, last one. 5 NFL kickers. 5 NFL
Oh, no.
kickers.
Do you want to play
This
this
guy.
one?
Can I go first?
How about you play this one? I'll keep.
This guy.
Can I go first?
How about you play this one? I'll do time.
Want me to do time?
Backstreet,
Okay,
you go
right.
I will
last.
play in place of Laura when it comes to her turn. So Grant, you get to go first.
You're gonna
That's
take
not
all
And
of
what
them.
Laura,
know.
because Laura can't win.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it.
But then
in a
neither
mean way.
can either of us because
See, that's why it's not fair, Laura. That's why I haven't played at all because I would have won by now.
Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Mason Crosby, Gostkowski. No, that's not a kicker.
Yeah? Yeah, it is.
Mastay. Because
No.
Time.
That doesn't
Time's
count.
up.
He's a
No, I was
punter.
thinking Gronkowski.
No. Oh, no.
That's why I was saying not
Eh.
a kicker.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Do you want me to
Baxter.
go?
No.
Yes.
No.
Not really.
All right,
go.
I will
Ready?
go to humor intern Laura.
3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Matt Prater, Ryan Longwell, Blair Walsh, Mike Nugent, and Adam Vinatieri.
There
Okay,
goes.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
5.91 seconds.
Fastest time with the combine.
That I do.
Ready? Zach? I think
She
it's you.
told me.
Wait, wait.
All right, Zach.
Alright, go
Ready? Go.
Robbie Gold, the guy that pulled his hamstring.
Yeah. Martin Grammatica.
Grammatica. There you go.
Oh, the short guy that played for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, that was who that
Oh,
was.
okay.
Time.
Time's up.
I
Grammatic. Yeah. There's another.
know. I
Anyway,
couldn't,
all
think, I
right.
couldn't think of the other guy's name.
Connor,
3,
chance to tie
2,
Grant.
1.
Longwell.
No.
I already said.
Darn it. Greg the Leg Zerlin.
Yeah. That's true. What's his nickname?
Janikowski, is that a
Yeah.
thing? I got 2.
Time's
Time.
Oh, you got plenty of
up.
time. Look at that. You have a whole 0.05 seconds.
I have a whole point of 5 seconds.
Somethingkowski, the other Somethingkowski. The brother
Hey,
Somethingkowski.
Janikowski is an actual guy from the Raiders.
Oh
right?
my gosh. All right, so Grant, you
that
win the
the
first
thing?
edition of
That's
Game 5.
Yeah! I thought I
Yeah,
was going to get
That's
destroyed.
the thing, right?
What?
Janikowski?
Yeah, Sebastian
Yeah, no.
Janikowski.
Yeah,
He was the
I'm
left-footed
just saying
Raiders
there's a bunch
kicker.
of Kowskis, so you could just
there's
say a
something
bunch.
Yeah, sounds like a
Something
family
Kowski.
reunion in like Wisconsin. We got the Kowskis here having a good old
I
time.
thought he was like calling me out. I was like,
Grant, in honor that you won. See, if you guys would have thought about that when you were playing the net soccer people, you would have named all the U.S. players. Anyway, so congratulations,
really
Grant.
close.
You win. All right, Zach,
that
thank you
was.
so much for stopping by, sir. Always a
be
pleasure.
here.
We'll have to have you on again for more Name 5 in the future. Connor, get out of here. We'll see you again in like a minute.
You're gonna kick me out.
We're
for a
kicking
minute?
you out. For
Get
a minute.
out!
You're gonna kick me out
Leave.
for literally
Because it's
all
not
right.
time for you. It's time for
Leave.
Grant's rant. Holy cow, Grant.
Kind of forgot I had to rant. This
Yeah,
day's
right?
been
All right.
crazy.
It is time for Grant's Rant, part of the show where Grant gets 1 minute to rant about anything he wants in the sports world, and all we get to do is sit back and admire his wonderfulness as he speaks. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
1 minute on the clock, on your mark, get set, and a go.
The boxing champion Floyd Mayweather has just declined Manny Pacquiao his rematch request that was supposed to happen next year, saying that Pacquiao is a sore loser for blaming his rotator cuff being absolutely torn before. Now, my thing with that is the very next day, like in the morning, it was Manny Pacquiao, like his shoulder, his rotator cuff has been injured. And I'm like, wow, that must have really impacted the fight. Now Floyd Mayweather is saying he's just a sore loser and all of his training staff and everybody is blaming it on the shoulder and not that he's the greatest. So, Floyd Mayweather is now, it'll be interesting to see what he's going to do because he was planning to wait the full year for Pacquiao's shoulder to recover and then he was going to rematch and then he was going to retire. So it may be interesting to see if he'll retire a little bit sooner than he was going to be in the first place.
Time is up. Well done, sir. Yeah, I don't... See, I thought that he was like, well, yeah, let's do it and see what happens and kind of go from there. But now he just wants to go bathe in his trillions of dollars.
It would be boring anyway.
It would. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Connor Christensen will rejoin us in the studio for his weekly health tip and play a fast game of Start, Sit, Cut. And then intern Laura will join us as well. This is a Friday edition, a fun edition, so much excitement of the Bax and Grant Sports Show presented by Sports Radio America. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Bax and Grant Sports Show presented by Sports Radio America. I'm Bax.
And this is Grant.
All right, Grant, we got a tweet during the break from one of our fellow comrades at Sports Radio America, Memphis Spence. He's one of the hosts of multiple sports shows that they have over there. And he was listening to the show and said, "How did you guys forget Hoosiers during sports movies? The most iconic basketball movie about the Indiana basketball team."
Never seen it.
Wow. Memphis Spence.
Glory
I'm sorry,
Road.
Not Glory Road. but
no,
yes,
it's
that is another one.
Glory
Yes,
Road's
Glory
another-
Road. But yes, Hoosiers, one of the
sorry
most
about that.
iconic basketball movies to ever exist. I
Never
can't think of the
seen
name
it.
of the actor,
Would
Connor,
High
but
School
you would.
Musical have counted?
No.
They play
Just
basketball.
because
Yeah,
they
it's
dribble
not
back.
a
It's not.
sports
It's a musical. It's a high school
it was
musical.
a joke. Get out!
No one said bend it like Beckham. No one said goal 1, 2, or 3. Like, educate yourself, people.
Oh, man, I should've
Cool
just said Rocky
runnings.
1 through 5.
How
I
is
mean-
$1 Million Baby though?
It's
Not
a
like
fight-
you
I've
said,
never
but-
seen it.
It's
Oh,
a
you
boxing
need
movie.
to.
I know
It's
I need
great.
to. It's on
All right.
a lot of people's
Anyway,
top
we're going to jump into Start, Sit, Cut real quick. Like, we've got 3 for you guys today. We won't spend too much time on them. The first one for all 3 of you gentlemen, for all 3 of me. Yes, I'm not in the studio anymore. I'm having an out-of-body experience right now. For all 3 of us is Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, and RG3. Grant?
Well, I think that a lot of us are going to pick this, but I'm going to cut RG3.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to sit Andrew Luck, and I'm going to start Wilson.
I
Russell
disagree.
Wilson.
Okay.
I am going to cut RG3. I'm going to sit Russell Wilson, and I'm going to start Andrew Luck.
That's exactly what I was going to do. Andrew Luck is the best quarterback out of those 3. I think
Definitely.
Russell Wilson's
Right.
overhyped, personally.
I do
Me
think
too.
he's overhyped, but he has won a Super Bowl where Andrew Luck has not.
Truth.
But I would attribute that to the team, not
That's
necessarily.
that's true because
Yeah.
Andrew Luck was.
If there's ever a
with the worst
time
team.
when the phrase defense wins championships, it applies to the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
Definitely.
All right, next one. Matt Forte, Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch, and Alfred Morris. First time Redskins players have been talked about in back-to-back segments, and they were drafted. I'm just saying, no one talks about the Redskins.
Well, because
Grant?
they're insignificant. Anyway, cut Morris, sit Forte, and start Marshawn Lynch.
Yep. I'm doing the exact same thing.
I'm going to cut Morris, I'm going to sit Beast Mode, and I'm going to start Forte.
Really?
Can I
Yes.
ask why?
I think the fact that Forte is a multi-purpose running back is much better. He's got much more speed. Marshawn Lynch is more of a, I'm just going to run you over kind of back.
But he's also can destroy you with his speed.
Marshawn Lynch is fast, but he's not as. I think Forte is faster, personally.
Yeah, okay.
see
Marshawn Lynch is not extremely fast, but he is the strongest back, so he can
Yes.
break
Yeah.
lots of
Yes,
tackles.
but
whereas
that's,
Forte,
that's not what he's going for. though.
No,
He's
that's
going
not
for
my. That's not
multi-purpose.
my.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not my system.
all
Grant.
right, I understand.
Connor has played enough Madden with me the last 4 years to know
Oh, yeah.
my type of quarterback, running back, offensive system.
He changes it up.
I do.
How
I
did
do.
that season go for you guys?
We
by
haven't
the way?
finished yet.
wait,
that
which- the one-
Vikings like fantasy draft one that
Oh
we
yeah.
did.
Well, we were winning.
We got
I
a
believe.
week before school's done. We
Yeah,
might just
well,
plow through it.
yeah. Finals week. We'll have nothing.
We got to
do,
watch
right?
that. We got to finish. we got to finish that, and we have to finish the season of Revolution that we're watching. as
Oh,
well.
yeah, yeah,
Fantastic show. If you've never watched it, both seasons are on Netflix. Go watch it. All right, last one. These are defensive units.
Defense. Okay.
I know we've never done as a team as a whole, but you have the Bills, the Lions, and the Saints. Who do you start? Who do you sit? Who do you cut?
I am going to cut the Saints defense. I'm going to sit the Bills defense and start the Lions defense.
Interesting. All right, Connor.
It's tricky because we haven't seen this new updated Saints defense in action yet,
Right.
and I really want to. So, because I haven't seen them, I'm cutting the Saints defense, I'm sitting the Lions, and I'm starting the Bills.
Yeah, I was honestly the exact same thing. I think the Bills' defense was one of the more underrated defenses last year. They played really well, and I get it when they beat the Packers. Aaron Rodgers did have some mental mistakes, and it was rainy, and it was hard to grip the ball. I understand that. But at the same time, they put consistent pressure on the best team at that time in the NFL and really made
And
it
they won the
difficult.
game.
They
And
did.
they won the game.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day is if you win the game. The team that scores the most points, Grant, wins the game.
Thank you, Madden.
You're welcome. Manning?
I said Madden.
I heard Manning. Anyway, all right. Well, it's Friday, which means it is time for Connor. Even though I should have introduced him, last segment, but I didn't want to give you. I want to
Yeah,
make everybody else.
I was thinking like we're talking, then all of a sudden we have voices laughing at
I
us.
know,
So
I
they're
was
probably like, "What's going
I know.
on?"
Studio audience got really close all of a sudden. All right, Connor. With a minute on the clock, good sir, you will have your new health tip for us. Are you ready?
I am.
On your mark, get set, go.
So, if you remember I believe it was my second health tip ever, I said variety is the spice of life. Well, I'm kind of playing off of that, and today my health tip is be consistent. And I'm going to explain what that means. When I said variety, it meant change up your workouts. Being consistent means that you continue to work out. So if you're set on a plan, if you're working out 3 times a week, then you should stick with it. Or you can add an extra day or 2 or whatever. So maybe for a 2-week period you work out 5 days a week, and then for the next 2 weeks you work out 3 times a week. But whatever your system is, you should definitely be consistent. Do the exercises that you normally would. Change up how you do them, your reps and sets maybe, but continue to do them. Do not don't take a week off for no reason. Like, there's definitely times you can do that, but if you're working out, work out every week just like you normally would. Don't drop your routine. Stick with it. You'll get results.
Well, I
Time's
mean,
up.
when we went down to Florida, we even found a place.
We
and
did, yeah.
Found some time to work out.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That was the gym at my resort, but that's irrelevant.
It was okay.
That was nice. Semi-good equipment, no big deal. All right, semi. If you like that sort of thing. Anyway,
just okay equipment.
it was. Anyway, Connor, thank you so much for stopping by, for playing many a game with us. You played Start State Cut. You played, was it Name 5?
You made the game.
Yeah,
Come on,
I know.
Come on, man.
Get the name right.
Look at the board. Name 5. Then you had your health tip for us. So thank you very much for stopping by, sir. Where can the people find you on Twitter?
They can find me at ConnorDC126.
Why do you
I don't know. It's like
Name
you
your
say-
Twitter.
It's like name 5, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and then you're like,
you-
Twitter, and I'm like, oh goodness.
I could
'Cause I'm like,
explain
what's your
mentally
name?
why
Connor
Oh
is,
my goodness,
Connor
what's
is
my
like
name?
having a tremor in the corner. He's like,
It's
I don't
probably-
know.
What's my name?
It's probably your amygdala.
What does that do, Grant? Tell me what that does.
Do you really want to go there?
Yes.
Do
What
you-
does it do?
Okay,
You guys
so-
can talk about it during the break. I'm going to go to the break. When we come back, intern Laura will be in the studio to talk about her thingamabopper. Who knows what's going to happen today? We had the beer mile on Wednesday. Anything's
beer
possible. All right, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, so much more to hem. This is the Bax and Grind Sports Show presented by Sports Radio America. Welcome back to the Bax and Grant Sports Show presented by Sports Radio America. I'm Bax.
And this is Grant.
And now, Grant, it is the part of the show where you do not come out and sing a silly song. Unless maybe I
Well,
just...
comes out and sings
A silly song. Oh, where is my intern Laura? Oh, where is my intern Laura? Oh,
There's the transition that you were looking for.
That's a good one.
There was your transition.
That was pretty good.
It was timing with the music and everything. Good job.
Yes. Hi,
You
intern
deserve
Laura.
a gold
Hello.
star.
Welcome back. Thanks for doing your very best during Name 5.
I tried. I did.
And that's
Hey, you almost got the movie.
I
one.
did.
That was
You
really
I thought
good.
I could think of like 4 more after it was over, but no,
I was
kind of
gonna-
how it goes for
I
everybody.
was gonna
Yeah.
shout out
You should have. You should have helped me out.
the rookie. I was gonna shout the rookie.
The
out.
I just say
Rookie.
you like live and breathe baseball, intern Laura. I was a little surprised you didn't name off like every baseball movie known to man.
She's over here like I don't know.
What about like the Replacements? You know, that was a good one.
Sandlot 1, Sandlot 2.
And I know. I was
I
like,
just-
yeah, I never said you couldn't name sequels. So.
This is true. This is true.
We'll have to randomly throw in Name 5 now.
I was,
All right.
I was upset that there weren't any NHL questions.
Well, I
NHL
wanted to make it
players.
fair for everybody.
That's why you had the
Soccer
kicker
players?
question.
Yeah, that's why you had the kicker question.
I wanted to be selfish for one. Anyway, Laura,
Okay.
the floor is yours, ma'am.
So I looked into world records
Ooh.
of sports, and these are world records of sports that you might not actually know are things. For example, the 100-meter dash, fastest 100-meter dash in stilettos. It's actually a thing, and she is from Denmark. Her name is, oh boy, I'm going to butcher it, Machken Siklau. She's 22 years old, and she ran it in 13.56 seconds, which is a good time. My 100 meter without stilettos,
ankles?
yeah.
I
Her
can't even
ankles like the size
can't-
of my head. Like what's going on?
I
Isn't that
can't run.
crazy?
I don't know if I can run 100.
You should see her form. Like, she looked good, and I was like, eh.
Is she tall? Is she short?
She was average.
Average,
5'9", maybe, which might be
Jeez.
tall.
To the track.
She looked good,
Bring the
yeah.
stilettos.
That's the next the sports show.
It was
We'll have
impressive.
a live look in will be stiletto racing.
And then another record is the largest group exercising to a fitness video. And there were people, just police officers, Disney characters, all these sorts of different people. And it was actually 3,400 people in front of a giant screen dancing to a fitness video. And I just thought, I was like, you know, I hope it's Richard Simmons dancing to the 80s. Like, that is my jam. Are you guys?
We're doing the fitness video.
Cute. Good job.
We're pretty synchronized.
Another one, fastest marathon dressed as a book character. He dressed as Count Dracula.
Ah,
And
hey, wow,
did his
it's
marathon
today.
in just over 2 hours, I believe. Yep, 2 hours and 42 minutes. So just under 3 hours, actually. But still,
I
that's
could do
really, really impressive.
I thought he wasn't the count from Sesame Street. 1 mile, 2 miles, 23 miles.
That was a good joke. Farthest mobile phone throw.
Okay, fine.
I break
phone
that
was
every
it?
day.
It was a Nokia, obviously.
Of course, those babies are indestructible.
120.65 meters, which is
Oh.
really far.
Wait,
Wow.
repeat that. Repeat
120.65 meters. That's like a football field and
Let's
almost a half.
go.
That's insane.
Let's go.
Brett
I had-
Favre has nothing on this guy.
That's 3 football fields. Holy cow.
Fastest marathon wearing a gas mask, longest distance run underwater. No, there's just all sorts of stuff
Longest
going
distance
on.
run underwater. Be like, I'm going.
I know.
Guys, I got this. Don't worry.
Yeah, Baywatch underwater. That's where they actually filmed it. They filmed it underwater and then green screened the beach in.
Oh, yeah. And that's kind of all the records that I have for you. I mean, there's plenty more. If you go on to worldrecordacademy.com/sports, they have all sorts of different kinds of stuff. Dressed as a dairy product, fastest time. People do crazy stuff these days. Kids
Fastest
these days.
marathon dressed as a lifeguard, so they ran in a Speedo.
Once again, Baywatch.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Largest
really fast
hula
Baywatch.
hoop workout. All
It's a
right.
thing.
What is this one? Fastest 10K run while pushing a pram? What's a pram?
I don't know what a pram is. I hope it's not something bad. Oh,
Oh, it's that little like that
Baby
thing that you
thing.
push in the baby. It's the 3-wheeler baby like.
We're all like, what is this? We're really nervous. So we're like, oh.
Father
I've
Grant.
never heard it called a pram before.
Me
I
either.
like
It's
baby
probably
stroller.
British.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now
He's
is the
from New
child
Zealand.
in there?
Those
That's the
bricks.
real thing because that's weight against
Hey,
you.
I'm from experience. Pushing a child around is not as easy as one might think.
That's
I
why
mean-
you have such a svelte upper body.
I mean,
Spell.
Flex for the people at home, Grant. Let the radio audience see your muscles. Well done. Well done. Wow.
right.
And did you have anything else to add
I
on
actually
for us?
had a little bit of a shout out.
Please.
So my uncle has been running a lot of 5Ks and stuff like that, really getting back into shape, and like he's been doing this for the past few years, and he actually just took first place in his age group and third place overall out of 77 runners the day after his
Whoa.
birthday, 48th birthday.
Look at you.
Yeah,
Well done.
23 minutes was his time.
What
so
is his name?
Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve.
Uncle the Golden Boy Steve.
But did he self give him that? Did he give himself
Yeah,
that
well,
nickname?
yeah, his family calls him that because he's the youngest and he's the favorite, you know.
I understand
But
your pain, Steve.
I'm hoping he'll give me a car for this. Uncle Steve, if you're listening,
Wow.
Toyota's good.
If I just start dropping names on the radio, maybe people will bring me cars too.
He actually specifically messaged me on Facebook. It's like, can you give me a shout out?
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
sure.
Toyota.
You
They
go for
get
a
good
Toyota?
gas mileage.
What about a Prius?
Why not an
Sorry.
American car?
Yeah, made
No,
in
I'm
America.
actually thinking the VWs.
That's VW. I was close. Anyway, wow. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for all
Lots of
this
stuff.
wonderful world record breaking knowledge.
Oh, you are welcome.
We have had
I do what I can.
yes, we appreciate you for that. Next week is finals week. Laura, are you ready to be done with your freshman year of college?
I am ready. It's going to be bittersweet. I'm going to miss my friends, but it'll be very exciting
Yes.
to get started with the summer.
Well, we appreciate all of your contributions to our show, and we will definitely miss you over the summer months. But we'll hopefully have you on next week. Maybe all 3 episodes. It's finals week, so I don't know,
yeah.
depending on your free time and classes and all that
Yeah,
jazz.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we will definitely look forward to having you on next week. Thank you again. We appreciate
you.
it. And enjoy the rest of your day and have a great weekend as
You
well.
too. It was
Thank
great
you
being
very
here.
much.
Bye, guys.
Are you done? Good Lord. We need a separate camera just watching what you and Connor do during the show. Good Lord. Good
Oh
Lord.
my gosh, the day has been crazy.
It really has. It really
We got
has.
a lot in today's show, though.
We did. We were before the show. There was like 2 things on, and then we like somehow managed to come up with like 8.
No, there was a lot more on than
I
two.
know.
He's being... Like, we added 1. We added
We did.
Deflategate.
And then we like, and then we just molded it.
So you don't know anything.
You're right. You're right. I'm useless.
Leave now.
I will as soon as I sign off, Grant. All right, Grant. Where can the people find us on social media? Not just Twitter.
They can find us on Facebook at the Backscratch Sports Show. You can find us on Twitter at BG Sports Show. You can also email us at bgsportshow@gmail.com. And you can also hook us up on Instagram by using the hashtag the Backscratch Sports Show. By using that, it shows up on Sports Radio America.
Yeah. And while you're at it, folks, why don't you tell us what your favorite sports movie is? We'd love to hear from you. We heard from Memphis Spence. Shout out to Hoosiers. But, yeah, let us know. Maybe you can think of, Mortal Kombat 7, 12, 15, and 83. Oh, yeah, fight. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Backs and Grand Sports Show. So much fun. Shout out to Zach Poppenfuss and Connor Christensen for stopping by today and offering their knowledge. We played a new game called Name 5. Got a lot of fun stuff coming in the future.
I have to give it to you. That was a good game.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's half the time when I think of things and I'm just like, well, let's see what happens. And that ended up working out pretty well. So, big shout out to everybody for playing. Shout out to intern Laura for stopping by and offering her thingamabopper for all the world records. Grant Coppersmith, sir, always a pleasure. Always an honor.
Same with you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, sir. Have fun. I'm sure you'll be working.
I am.
You always work. I work too. Gotta work hard, play hard, Grant. That's the way life works.
God, play hard.
Exactly. Thank you so much to everyone listening to us on Spreaker.com and on SportsRadioAmerica.com as well. Have a wonderful weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Be good, be safe, and don't forget, go Packers.